Good morning. Joyride from New York City to Toronto ended yesterday after 14 days on the road. And during my travels on my Brompton bike, I was asked along the way, especially by guys who were bike packing, loaded down with panniers in the front, panniers in the back. You know, you traveled on a Brompton and you traveled with this and this. And that was it. I wasn't bike packing. I wasn't, intense. I stayed at Airbnbs and hotels during my 14 nights. And so I thought I would do an unpack so that, the myth was dispelled. So this is part one. It's 1 minute in. Maybe I'll just keep going with this. I should have planned this. I didn't rehearse it. I never rehearse this stuff. Anyway, so I'm going to do an unpacking. First off, wet shoes, one pair only. Now, do I wish I had had another pair with me? If I had had 14 days of rain, probably. Did I consider it? Yes, even to have a dry pair at the end of the day, but because we were, we're in a dry hotel, I could hope that these did dry. These are still soaked. Yesterday was a flood that came through what I rode in, and they're gonna be soaked for a couple of days. So if I'd had to do that every day, I would have wished for a pair of Tevas or something to ride in. But one pair of shoes, one little bag that held my, I traveled from the US to Canada, so I had a little baggie to make sure that my cash and my cards for the US and then for Canada were dry. This, I'd put my iPhone in with a pair of headphones for prompting the GPS signals for my directional were in this, and then it was a fast, easy next to me for when I go in for food, etc. This little handlebar I never use on a daily basis, but for this trip, man, I was glad I had gotten this from the 5 Boro ride, and it would hold my snacks, of which at this point in the trip I had 1 granola bar and some vitamin C in here. Otherwise, it had candies, it had other granola bars along the way for quick access. It also held my Attitude sunscreen and Numies, which was my electrolytes, which kept me going on hot, humid days. Natural insect repellent, which was ideal for when I had a weekend and I needed it. And then I bought this in New York before I left, called Egyptian Magic All-Purpose Skin Cream. And it was, I really like this for added, keeping my lips not chapped and for dryness, but otherwise it was pretty hot and humid. So, but this was, I really liked this actually. And so I put my, thankfully, my old, I should say, for my ears for that, in my little Rafa thing, which is wet because there's some eyeglass cleaner. This is not waterproof, which is why those things were in baggies, and which is why I have to. I had these baggies, which are little dry wipes. I brought with me Swiss Army knife, of course, giant toolkit, of course, and a spork. All this is damp because, again, this was not waterproof, and I need to dry this because I didn't do anything last night except come in, order some pizza, have a hot shower, and go to bed, even though it took me forever to go to bed. I had extra plastic bags, marker, and this, which had the mesh on the back, and like I said, is wet, so I need to dry this out. Speaking of dry, this lasted me 2 weeks. Well, this is old. I've had that bike for 2.5 years. This is 2.5 years, and I noticed on the last days, after this has kept me nice and dry, as in all my gear, this is now coming undone, Brompton. But 2.5 years of keeping my market bag dry and me in and out of it for 14 days, I'm pretty happy with this. So, helmet, of course, 1,000, I love this. Dry, thank you, CLEVERHOOD. This thing was pretty damn good. And even yesterday in the torrential, I'm so glad I was wearing it, but in the torrential, I was wet underneath, but I didn't have it totally zipped up because it was hot. Anyway, loved having this because over the handlebars, it kept my grips dry, my hands dry, and offered some protection. Did get it a bit greasy while doing repairs, but 2 weeks on the road and for a long time. Speaking of on the road, each day I pulled out what I would wear. So under, oh, this little guy, Architects. I bought this discounted in NewPaltz. Wasn't going to, start of a trip. I didn't really have extra space, but really glad I did because it was just a really nice little layer when I wanted it with that. This, I love Terry bike shorts, 1 bike pair of shorts, 2 bike pair of shorts that are in the bag. Little skirt, just really nice and simple. Then, in my bag, I'm gonna lower this down, I think, for the unpack of this. This bag, I always use this outside pocket as a flap on top, which was really great. And what did I have in this? I ended up having extra plastic bag. Paper towels. Whenever I had paper towels, I would pack them away. Gosh, it was really useful when I got greasy hands from changing my tires. I had 2 flats on the last, on day 12 and day 13. And so the extra paper towels in a plastic bag was fabulous. This was my first aid kit, which is diminished from when I started. Arnica cream, really, really helpful. What else was helpful? When someone got injured, I had gauze. I did not have scissors. And I thought actually my Swiss Army knife had scissors and it didn't. So I would make sure I packed that. Obviously, hand sanitizer. Band-Aids, I went through a lot of them. Again, needs to be replenished, but these Band-Aids with polysporin already on them. Big size for when a fellow friend went and hurt herself badly. It covered the gash, so I always pack that. I have to go replenish, and I hope they have it in Canada because I know I bought them in the US. Aleve. Oh my God, Aleve. The other night after however many miles, 50, 60, I had muscle spasms when I got to the Airbnb, and so the Arnica was great, and Aleve to help me get to sleep and relax the muscles. This little bag, I didn't, I shouldn't have taken it with me, but gosh, is it ever cute, and memories of being in Little Falls after riding 84 miles in the day. Bungee cord or 2 because just in case. All right, the rest of this gear. Rain gear, love these. Rain pants for when I needed warmth and rain gear. A fold-up bag which has my linen white shirt, which was great for sun protection, warmth. It also cost me $5 at a vintage store in New York City. And so the only time it got dirty was at a restaurant in Medina. And I ordered a berry salad and the red raspberry splash, but I have brought with me what do you call it? What do you call it? Stain remover, and that got it out. So this is going on this side for laundry, obviously. Little fold-up bag for shopping, perfect. My little Brooklyn bag, which has my fast speed thing for my charging my phone. This was all my charging gear, of which the most priceless piece in here was putting air in my tires. Every morning, put it up to 94 PSA, and it has its little charger and then the pump. And when I had my flats, one each day, that was lifesaver, lifesaver. And look how small that is. Look at how small that is. $100 US. What else? Glasses, more glass cases. And there's another glass case in here somewhere. There should be, unless I already have it out. Glass white cleaners. I liked my big sunglasses for the road, not only for the glare, but for insects. This was a fanny pack, which I started with my rain gear, and then I downsized it and had it just in case. A cold pack. Cold pack, because again, for in case somebody had an injury on the road. Small and such. This came in on I bought this on my final day to Winona, so day 13, because I stopped. It was a long, friggin' hot ride from the border to, from Buffalo to the border to my Airbnb that night, which was 55, 60 miles. And when I was almost there, there was Dylan's distillery right there. And so I stopped, got myself washed up because I'd had a flat tire that morning. It was hot. I was traveling on the North Service Road, which was horrendous. And I went in and I bought myself 2 rhubarb Vespers, they're called, which perhaps I might have one tonight. It's made with their own rhubarb gin, vodka, dry vermouth, and lemon bitters. And they gave me a little bag. So that was worth the wait. That was worth carrying for the last 2 days. Then I brought with me, this was great the one night, 2 nights actually, at a camping, glamping spot with where I needed warmth and an extra layer. But I would not bring this again. This was too big, too bulky, even I could roll it up small. I thought I might want it if I was riding late, because it's reflective, and again, in case the weather changed as I went north and across upper New York State. But I would instead bring, for under my cape, my smaller, lighter, easier to fold up small raincoat as that layer. This was too big and too bulky. Would not bring again. In here is my extra, what do I have in here? My map, where I planned where I was going to be staying. And this is the New York State Empire map. I really like this. I'm so glad I ordered a print, because the online edition I found really frustrating when I wanted to dig into places and just kind of, in terms of mapping out to see where the hell I was starting and then finishing. It just visually helped, and there was a lot of great information on this. And then the up-close parts were actually really invaluable at a certain point when I realized, oh, Syracuse, or wherever I was. There was somewhere where it was like, how the hell did we get around there? Maybe it was around Troy. So this was really great. And in here as well was my plan, paper, laying out where I was staying, how many miles per day. Again, it was just, I have a lot of electronic stuff, but the paper process was really helpful. Bag with pens, right? And then this is how I packed my clothing. 2 little dry sack packs, which fit easily into this, and I then Tetris style threw it all in there. What did I have in here? Do I really need to show you? I can whip this out really fast because some of it's really stinky because it needs to go in the laundry. So the second pair of bike shorts, a sports bra, a dress. I didn't start with. I also bought this in NewPaltz at a snow ski outlet. Fabulous. I'm so glad I bought this. I love this little blue dress. T-shirt with Toronto on it, which reminded me where I was going to. Old. More sunscreen. Another little dress I wasn't going to go with, but I decided I was going to start my trip with this, and it's how I ended my trip at the trail stop, and I'm really glad I did because it just is colorful. Speaking of colorful, my sunflower dress. Biking in dresses with a bike short underneath and a sports bra. Easy fun. Also the Lycra guys all went. And this little bag, this little stuff bag, I'm so glad I brought this because super light, really soft, but it was a place to put, my dirty, stinky socks. And I brought underwear to wear when I would get to an Airbnb, which was a great idea as well. So all those things went in there. And then I also brought this one top, unitop thing from Uniqlo or whatever, which was nice to put on again at the end of a bike ride. In there are my stain remover. So that was one bag. And the second bag had, along with clothes, my toothpaste. I use Bites, so super small. So I took enough, and I took exactly enough with enough for 2 days, or 1 day left of that, and toothbrush and floss. And then I brought, this kind of handkerchief for if the sun was on my back, or actually the first day, so hot, so humid, I sweat in my eyes. I wore it under a helmet, so that was good. I brought with me, I love these. These are sleep pants. I also use them for yoga that I went to a couple of classes on the road, and super comfortable. And again, after a day of riding and wearing bike shorts for 6, 7, 10 hours, to throw on these was super comfortable. Laundry sheets, laundry thing. Pants, wasn't sure if I wanted them. I'm so glad I got them. So if went out for dinner or just to put on instead of my sleep pants, they're light travel pants from Mech. Perfect. T-shirt, goes that. Another t-shirt, white. Another t-shirt that had hearts on it, which made me feel good. More underwear, clean socks. Wow, I had 1 pair of underwear and 1 pair of clean socks left. Did laundry along the way when it was possible, and there was that. This had, at one of the hotels, had really nice soap, and I thought I'll get some extra nice soap. And then I had to carry, of course, because I was crossing the border, my, in here was the other money, currency, whatever I needed, along with my passport, my Nexus card, and my health insurance from Blue Cross, because I no longer had medical in the US. So that was it, along with my beautiful bike, of which I had this, which had extra water. So I had this on the front of, and just refilling that. The best water bottle is this guy right here. It's a HydraPak. This little thing holds 1 liter. And so I'd fill this up. I filled up my liter for the front, and then when I finished this, I crunched it all up, and I had lots of room in the back for put fruit or whatever I might pick up on the road. I also had, let me finish this very long video with the stuff sack up here, which is where I put my water bottle, and I had more cleanser and things like that. We call it whatever it is. Anyway, so that's what I had on the road with me for 2 weeks traveling, well, 750 miles of the Empire State Trail, and then to Toronto. I haven't done the math. It's bike math, and it's the morning after all of that. And so anyway, I'm gonna see if I can upload this. Thanks for traveling with me. Thanks for listening, and I'll put together some kind of list that this is easier to go through if it's at all helpful. Peace be with you.